Hi guys, and welcome back to another Tea Tuesday. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm not drinking tea, I'm drinking wine. I know. But today's topic is about dating, so yeah, I'm gonna get a little, well, I guess not too real, but I'm gonna talk about some stuff. And yeah, wine. So that's a thing. Anyway, this one is another question from Victoria Morgan. And it's a couple questions put together. Are you actively dating? How do you meet people? Is it still traditional in Korea to have friends set each other up and go on the blind date route? Are you using or have you used any dating apps? And do you have any stories you can share from those if you have? So I think stories will come later because this would be way too long of a video if I talked about my stories. But I can talk about the other stuff. Am I actively dating? That is the big question. I've actually seen that a lot. Are you dating? Do you have a boyfriend now? Those are common questions because of my why am I single video. And the answer is yes, I am dating. I am dating someone exclusively. So I guess you could say I have a boyfriend. Yeah, I guess you could say I have a boyfriend. I guess. He's not gonna see this, or he might see this. I'm not sure, guys. I don't know if he watches me, but yeah, I have a boyfriend. I am actively dating. We actually did meet on a dating application, which is not very traditional actually for Korean men because he is Korean. And going back to the second question, is it still traditional in Korea to have friends set each other up on like blind dates? And yes, actually, that is the most common way for Korean men and women to be introduced to each other is through your friends. And it's still very common today. I have friends who have tried to set me up in the past. One of my exes I met through friends, etc., which I can talk about in another video as well. But yes, that's still the traditional way, the most common way to meet people. But dating apps are a thing here, and dating apps are very common. Tinder, Tinder and Bumble, and what are some of the others? I only use Tinder and Bumble, but there are other dating apps. Badu or something maybe. I can't remember exactly what they are because I don't like the style of those apps. Amanda is an app as well, and that's all in Korean though, and it's based on looks, like hardcore based on looks. Like you get upvoted or downvoted and you have like percentages and you can only talk to people based on your percentage, etc. It's really crazy. I've never used it. I've only used Tinder and I've only used Bumble, which are pretty common, I think, in the US. And in Korea, Tinder is not a hookup app. Korea is seen, it's starting to be seen more as a hookup app, but it is, you can also find some treasures on Tinder. So I actually have met, of my ex-boyfriends here in Korea, I have met 3 of them on Tinder or Bumble before. And I've had some really amazing dates with guys that I just, ended up being friends with, or I just didn't actually like, but I've met them through applications as well. I find that the application, while is stigmatized, is not necessarily the worst thing in the world, okay? So, like a lot of people would be like, oh, you met on an application, like, oh, that's taboo or whatever. But honestly, it is probably the easiest way as a foreigner to meet other people, unless you're going to bars. And honestly, I have bitch face and I don't get hit on when I'm out and about. Like that doesn't happen to me. But with the applications and stuff, like it's really easy to meet people, it's really easy to connect to people and talk to people, etc. So I find that the applications, while stigmatized, and obviously there are fuckboys on the applications, trust, I can do a video on that as well. But there are some gems. Like I have a lot of friends who have met their significant others, like their boyfriends or their husbands, through applications. So I do use applications. I met my current partner, I guess, shall we say, boyfriend. I met him through a dating app here in Korea as well. So there are gems. You just have to wade through a lot of the fuck boys. So many fuck boys, you guys. Yeah, so many fuck boys. But the way to get around not having to deal with like fuck boys and talking to multiple people is to go back to the traditional way and be introduced to your significant other through friends, right? The other way that I have met people is at bars or clubs, but those are strictly hookups and not date worthy. Like a lot of the times, a lot of the people you'll pick up at bars will, I think, and this is in the same way in the US or in Western countries as well, a lot of the people you pick up at bars or at the club, you're just taking them home for a night. So I've done that as well. I've never done this before, but I have had friends who have done like meeting people this way is language exchanges. They're notorious for being places where you can meet people and start dating them. So I've had friends who have done that as well. Well, I say friends, they're like acquaintances. I've had acquaintances who have met their significant other through language exchanges. And also, you know, just doing club activities, things that you enjoy, things that you like to do. So for instance, I play badminton. I didn't meet my significant other. I've never met my significant other at any of the organizations that I'm a part of, but I have seen people who have done it. So depending on what you like to do, you can join clubs or organizations to do what you like to do. So like I play badminton, so I'm in a badminton club. I also play Pokemon Go, and I'm in that club. And actually, two of my really close friends, they met through Pokemon Go, through the group that we're in, and they just married like a couple months ago, and like that's a whole thing. So you meet people in any kind of way that you would back home. But I find as a foreigner, applications are definitely easier, especially if you want to date a Korean guy. I'm open to everybody, but if like for some reason you don't like, anyway, whatever. Yeah, so I think dating here and finding and meeting people to date here is the same as what you would do back home. Even at colleges, like if you're a college age student, you're going to meet people through your major, you're going to meet people through your classes, you're going to meet people through the organizations at the university and events at the university and festivals at the university, which, by the way, it's festival season, and tomorrow I'm going to see Winner because they're at my university this year. I'm excited. Anyway, I sound very rambly right now, but the takeaway from this is you meet people through all sorts of different ways. The only real different thing is the whole traditional soulgetting culture where you have like your friends set you up on a blind date with maybe their brother's friend or their boyfriend's sister's brother or sister's brother, sister's friend. I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. You get set up with somebody that they know and like your friends, whatever, and they help you. That's very traditional Korean, and that's actually a very good way to meet people if you want to go that route. A lot of the guys that they introduce you to are people that they like and people that they feel are worth your time and vice versa. So if they set you up, like they think it's going to be a good relationship or it's going to be a good match, and they don't do it like willy-nilly, like, oh, just meet all of my guy friends, because like your friends, they're your friends. So they take time to like think about what you want and what you don't want, etc. So that's like really the only uniquely super Korean thing, is meeting through your friends. But everything else is so the same as back home. So I hope that answered your question, Victoria. Next week, I'm going to talk about more dating stuff. I'll probably tell some stories, because she had at the end here, do you have any stories? Yes. Yes, I do. I have a lot of stories. So many stories. That's probably going to be a wine time too. Wine time. Until next time, I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.